Welcome to Diary of a Builder. This is another episode. I almost didn't shoot this video because am tired, and secondly, tomorrow is work, and this is past 12 a.m., which makes it so uncomfortable to shoot videos. But actually, this is one of the best times to shoot videos because you tend to get a very much noise-free environment. So let's dive into why we are here. All right. So, like last time, I answered some questions, and that would be like the routine for every video. I think last time we did 5 questions, and we're also gonna do 5 questions this time around. I think this is gonna be a boring YouTube videos or boring videos, but this I have no option. I just have to document my journey, and this is part of it. I'm tired, honestly. All right, so let's get to the first question. The first question says, "What did I try to build or fix today?" Today is Sunday. Okay, so first off, today is Sunday, and after church, I just somehow was coding, and that's surprising. That was the first thing I did when I came back from church. Where I sat down was on this chair, and a few moments later, I opened my laptop and started coding. So since then, I think I ate for a while. After coding, I had to stop to grab some lunch. Thereafter, I continued coding. But that's it. So what did I try to build or fix today? What I tried or to build or fix today? Hmm. Yeah. So I integrated. Jesus, integration. I integrated social authentication. In fact, in general, I added the auth flow, so normal registration flow, and later on I added the social auth. So for now, we're going with Google Sign Up. That's one of the um, easy sign-ups I've seen in most apps. So Google Sign Up is very easy. In fact, almost everyone in this world, in this planet Earth, has a Google account. I guess even Elon Musk. So I integrated the social auth, which is Google Sign Up. So one of the I later on I discovered that um, instead of always going to the page, I rather just do it on the on whatever page they are. So instead of trying to route them to a dedicated page for sign up or login, why don't they just sign up on that particular page that they are? So that was what came into my head when I was implementing this Outflow. So that's what I would do. I think when I'm done testing the Outflow, I'll just probably add some modals that will just allow easy login and sign up. So very easy. So because what I'm envisioning for this project is very big. So I should encourage people to log in rather than giving them stress. Why should I stress? Why should I stress? Ah, Jesus, I'm tired. I'm even speaking in tongues. Why should I stress people? That was what I was trying to say. So what I tried doing today is the outflow, which I'm almost done. I think let's say 80% done. Tomorrow we try to clean up things. So the next question is, what stood out or caught my attention, good or bad, good, bad, or unexpected? Today, what stood out? I realized that in church today, let me give you a story. I realized that somehow when someone talks to me, I somehow um I somehow steered the conversation to what I am doing currently. Someone asked me something, and somehow I just pushed those related to the person. And this is something I can, in fact, I will have to, what's it called? I have to think over again before I tell someone. Imagine somebody asking me, what does those related do? I will just go first. I'll go black out first, and start to think, trying to figure my speech and trying to sell this thing to to people. But today, I find myself just talking about those really talking about what I'm building and how it can benefit a lot of persons out there, which is good. I'm still going to improve on that, you know. But that will even help my public speaking because most of the time, what happens to me is I I know what I want to say. The moment I want to say it, a lot of ideas come in, and it's as if I'm being bombarded with um the I'm being bombarded with a lot of solutions, and I then twist everything. At the end of the day, it won't make sense. So I'm trying to be more articulate. I hope I become articulate eventually. So I think that answers the question. No, that didn't answer the question. Let's go back to the question again. Question says, "What stood out or caught my attention?" Okay, yeah, that's true. That answered the question. The fact that I started pitching those relate to people without even knowing, without realizing it. The third question is, what am I currently thinking through or trying to figure out? As of today, what I'm trying to figure out is, I think I just have to wait a bit before answering. Okay, yeah. So the earth flow has an issue. Everything seems correct, but there is an issue, like the last phase of the what's it called, the verification. I'm getting 400 error 400, so I need to like figure the issue tomorrow, not today, because I'm really tired. I need to rest. Tomorrow is work. I do 9 to 5. Okay, so that's what I'm taking through. So by tomorrow, I'm gonna resolve it. Probably I might even get inspiration while sleeping. So what moved? The fourth question is what moved forward today, even slightly. Totally, totally did. Totally moved forward. Totally, it's getting close to finishing. In fact, I see people using Totally already. So the fact that we did the authentication flow today, it means we are getting somewhere. The last question is, if I had to describe today in one sentence, what would it be? If I had to describe Totally, no, if I had to see what I'm saying, I've put Totally already. If I had to describe today in one sentence, it would be a progressive day. A day, a day where I take a step at a time, one step at a time. Yes, take a step at a time. I moved forward, and that's all that matters. So tomorrow we also try as much as possible to also move forward. That's it. Yeah, I think that's pretty, pretty much it. Pretty much it. I think I would like to re-answer the second question. I think another thing that happened, what stood out or caught my attention today, another thing that happened was the fact that during the authentication flow, I I did what, so I don't know if any other developer are interested in this. So that made me realize this. I realized this particular thing. A project should not be handled by one person. Today I decided to do everything today, which is being a full stack. Sometimes I don't take all at once. If I'm working on the back end, I work on the back end. If I'm working on the front end, I work on the front end. That way I don't get distracted trying to go back and forth. So today I just said, let me do it. Let me do both. I finished the back end, obviously. I finished the back end since. Just needed to test the endpoint today. So on the front end, I integrated the auth flow. I added the registration, the login, forgot password, and change password, and the rest. When I integrated registration endpoint, I tested it, it was working. I integrated social authentication now, social login and social sign up. It wasn't working. Instead, it was saying the response was uh, the response of registration, which means I went to use registration endpoints in place of, because I just copied, since I am using a template function. So I just copied it and changed the name of the function to social auth. Never knew that I forgot to also change the endpoint that I'm calling. So I was just trying the registration, the social auth, thinking I was just trying the registration, yeah, thinking I'm using the social auth. That went on for a while. I did not see, I was experiencing this thing. I didn't bother checking the endpoint I'm calling. What I did was check the response. I said, no, no, that means I did not do the endpoint correctly. I head straight to the back end. I started debugging, trying to figure out what was wrong. Do you see? I skipped a particular thing. I went on straight to the back end, which means being a full stack on a project is actually exhausting. See, we are humans. If you want to really do something well, I think you should focus on that thing rather than um, duplicating your attention or trying to do a lot of things all at all at once. So the fact that I forgot to go through the normal procedure by really debugging debugging the front end first means that it's not really easy to manage or be the full stack engineer. It's good to have a full stack engineer in your project. I mean, that's good for a lot of circumstances. But in as much as a full stack engineer, I do, in my opinion, I do think you should focus on one section, one part of the project. That way, you don't tend to um, mix up things. So that's just my thing. So that's one of the things that was one of the things that caught my attention today. So that's the end. I don't have any other thing to say. If I keep talking, I think I'll bore you. So today is another episode of Diary of a Beater, and this is my log. So see you on the next one. Cut.